Our ambassadors, ACS CAN ambassadors, met and we talked about how we can promote cancer research funding for the U.S. because we know that it's important for our congressperson to understand how valuable the research funding is and the program funding for cancer prevention and cancer research and programs.
Well, last year I became involved with American Cancer Society in about June 2009, and I got engaged in July of that year, and in November of that year, my fiance got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. They told us that because it had spread to the abdomen, it was known at that point that traditional chemotherapies that target the blood and they target metastases to the liver, the lung, and the lymph nodes were not as effective for abdominal metastases. So they told us, the chances of it recurring were high. He, along with my husband's own research, found a newer therapy that was targeting abdominal metastases. We found a surgeon at Roswell that was doing this procedure with colon cancer patients. But without our own advocacy and without the research money that had enabled that procedure to be in place, we wouldn't be in this position today of 6 months out of that surgery. He still has, we've gone through scans and tests, and they've shown that not a single part of his cancer has come back. So right now we're very thankful, but we wouldn't have been in this position had the research funding not been there to enable that more experimental procedure to have been an option for our family.
Sure, whatever it is.
You put a human face on cancer. Everybody dreads, the word cancer. Nobody wants to have to deal with it in their lives. But the fact of the matter is, most of us will. 1 in 2 men will develop cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 3 women, because men smoke more. So it's all of the information that the American Cancer Society provides that instills in people an appreciation for the complexity of the disease, but also empowers them with the kinds of things relative to our own lifestyles that we can implement to reduce the likelihood that we will develop cancer in our lifetime. And when you see people who are diagnosed with cancer in our communities, people that we love, people that we've lost to cancer, it just underscores the urgency of the federal government making a sustained commitment to cancer research, because there are promising new therapies for all kinds of cancers that are in the pipeline. And when you stop and start in cancer research, it delays bringing those new therapies so that they're available to everybody. And I often think of friends who have died of metastatic breast cancer to the brain, and some of the new promising drugs that are in the pipeline, that if they were available 2 or 3 years ago, that may have increased the survival rate of people who I've loved and lost. And my story is not unique. It's the story of Western New York. It's the story of New York State. It's the story of every person in this nation. So it should be, we should insist on a massive investment behind cancer research to promote the development of new therapies that will increase life quality, but also the survival of those who are afflicted and those who love the afflicted.
I think they're under a lot of pressure, and Congressman Higgins has been extremely supportive of funding for cancer research and understands the continuity and how it has to be continued. It can't be, cut. It has to be pressed to give more to cancer research. Everybody has been touched by cancer in some way, shape, or form. And if we don't gather together to act and press our congresspeople to continue funding research, you see all the cuts that are being made throughout on everything. And if they cut cancer research, then we're not going to find the cure. And this is a time for us to really push, because they're close to finding cures for cancer. So I think everybody should be involved in order to fund cancer research.